Can people hear me?
Right.
I'm gonna ask again. Can people hear me?
Yes, but should be louder.
I can't control that at my end.
Okay, let me raise my.
Can you still hear us?
Yes,
I can hear you.
yes.
That might be the best we can do.
Okay, that's fine.
Well, I'm saying
We're not
who's
in the
here.
regular room where you,
I have
and
no
we're
idea what they do,
upstairs.
so.
Okay, so we'll just have to have you verbally.
Move up, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay, well, that's another one.
Okay,
Yeah, you know, it grows a lot farther too.
Yeah.
It would break up, especially.
so we got you on screen. Carmine?
Break up a lot, but now it's just a bit.
Okay, Carmine, we've got you too.
I mean, they charge me every month, but yeah.
Not jabbing the
But no,
ball.
I didn't have to.
So this will be a
I think the,
bigger.
Um,
Grab it and.
How long do you think this is gonna take?
Spectacular.
How many choices?
Yeah, I think you have everything that we are asking for.
Yeah. Hey. Yeah.
Yeah, hang on. Oh, Jeff, you don't, thanks.
Okay, calling the meeting to order. Okay, we have, Historic District Commission, President. We have Bob Chandler. Okay, Ali Pat, and, on Zoom, we have Bill Remsen and Carmine Gorga. Okay, so, you can see Bill's picture down there, and Carmine, you just have his sound.
I'm sorry, we can't project images unless someone understands the system better than I do, so.
It works for us downstairs. We usually meet downstairs versus upstairs. So we have two items on the agenda. You have certificate for 64 Middle Street and 23 Dale Avenue. And I know Dale Avenue, you have another meeting to get to, but we're going to take care of Middle Street first because it's going to be very short.
That's what I understand. Thank you for. Thank you.
Okay, so
So 64 Middle
Yeah.
Street.
then state your name.
Yes, I'm Julia Verdon, and it's in regards of Trace and Company. The
Yeah.
owner is RWT LLC. We have visited or met with you a couple of times. We are getting 2 new gas heating systems for the upstairs residential units. And they require venting to the side of the house, not through the chimney, because we have an oil tank that, and an oil boiler that vents through the chimney. So we looked at every corner of the house. We had the contractor out, and the only way we can really do it is through the side where our driveway is. You know the building, you know where the office entrance
Yeah.
is, so it would be to the left where we really investigated everything we could. This is where they would come out, and depending on the code requirement, it would either be a little further to the left or right under the window. They will be PVC pipes, so we would paint them to make them blend in, and we also gonna do landscaping to block anything, because it's on the side of the house, so you can see it. But we'll make it go away, and just wondered if that's okay with you guys.
Seems fine to me.
Yeah.
You're required to have them by the code.
By the code, I can't work around it, and I have to, by code, heat the apartments. So,
Okay.
yeah.
But I move that we approve.
Okay, well, let's see. Carmine
sorry.
and
Yeah, sorry.
Bill, do you have any
Yeah.
comments?
I have
Questions?
a I have a question. How many boilers?
2, yeah,
Two. Okay.
so
Because
there will
you,
be
each
4
one gets,
pipes. Yeah, there are 4 pipes.
to a
You
piece.
know, you can get pipes that are double wall.
Okay,
And you
so
can
it
just
would be
have two-
one,
Yeah, there's air intake and exhaust, basically
correct.
one pipe. So you could do
Okay.
with just two pipes.
Okay, would that be something you want to see 2 instead of 4? Or it doesn't matter?
Well,
We can hide them.
it's a smaller impact.
Yeah,
Visual.
yes. Okay, so we'll aim for the 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that
Okay.
intake and out,
Yeah,
Oh.
it's one pipe's inside the other, the intake, and it actually, the intake air cools the air going out, so it's actually safer.
good, I like it.
Yeah.
Good, that's what we're gonna aim for.
Yeah, and just paint it out, paint it the same color as the walls around it, and sounds
And then
fine.
we also plan on it, the way the landscaping is right now, we have soil. So we can definitely plant something on top of it, or in front of it to block it even more.
Okay. Mike, do you have any questions or comments? Okay,
I move we approve, as shown, if possible, to use the 2 pipe system
Yes.
Bill referred to.
Yep, I'll
Okay.
make a
do we
comment.
have a second?
Second,
Okay, Bill Ramsden.
Thank
Okay.
you.
All those in favor, Bob?
Aye. Yes.
Arlie Peck, aye. Bill Ramsden,
aye.
Mine,
Present, yes, hi.
thank you.
Thank you.
Well said.
All right, I'll be back in
Yes.
touch when we have success, right?
Right.
Do we get something in writing? from-
Yeah, you get
Yes,
that
okay,
certificate.
by mail. Yeah, okay,
Okay,
thank you.
thank you. Okay, and next item on the agenda is 23 Dale Avenue. Deborah, you're
I
presenting.
represent the applicant and the architect is here.
Okay, just for the record, when you come, if you're speaking, can you identify who you are? Well, who you are when you speak?
Yes.
Okay,
Mr. Chairman, can I be added as a panelist so I can share my screen?
You figure out how to do it,
Um,
I'm not sure how.
how
to
did you
connect.
add
we
them
don't-
in?
I just pulled down the screen, is all I did.
Okay, so
So
they
before
don't
you have
have
to have
a,
a
Yeah.
projector.
Usually that has to be done by,
the administrator
Yeah.
or something. Okay, I can show it on my
Sure.
computer,
yeah.
you know.
Does everybody
commission
know
can
what the
see.
plans are anyway?
Yeah, I have a copy of what you see.
Okay.
So,
I have all the drawings on my computer.
Okay,
okay.
so we'll pull them up.
I can't hear anybody. Can you hear me?
We can hear
Yeah,
you.
we can hear you. We aren't speaking.
I can hear you now. Okay.
Okay.
We're
being
just
quiet.
So for the record, Mr. Chairman, my name is Deborah Ellison, Ellison Law Office, 63 Middle Street, Gloucester. The applicant and owner is Dale Avenue LLC, and James McSweeney is present representing the LLC. And the architect is Joe Terramino from Terramino Architects. The property is located at 23 Dale Avenue, as we said. We're seeking a certificate of appropriateness to restore and repair the main building and to partially demolish the garage by removing the roof and adding a second floor.
You're adding some text also.
We are adding some decks, yes. So this is the site plan, and you can see that it fronts on, the building fronts on 3 streets, 2 public, Dale Avenue and Prospect Street, and 1 private way, which is Franklin Square. The areas shown in red show new porches on the main building above existing porches, and the second floor addition on the garage. The applicant intends to convert the main building to 4-family residential use, and currently it's permitted for 2 residences and 3 offices. He would like to convert the garage to a private office on the second floor. The footprints of the buildings will largely remain the same. There'll be slight exterior changes to the main house and the garage that the architect will explain. And the repair and restoration of the main house will be consistent with current materials and design. The extension of the garage will be altered to be consistent with the main building.
Okay, I'd just like to acknowledge that Barbara Lambert is here. She's a member of the commission also.
Okay, very good.
Apologies.
Should we move down so Dr. Lambert can maybe see the spider?
She should really have it.
I actually brought.
Okay. So the stucco on the garage will be replaced with exterior finishes and materials that will match the main house. The required permitting so far, we've been to the ZBA. They unanimously approved the conversion of the garage to office space and the addition of the second floor. And also the variances for all existing conditions. We didn't add anything to the footprint. We do need to go to city council to convert to a 4-family and approval for the existing height. We're not making it any higher. And the lot area per dwelling. We have 2 letters from immediate abutters, Dr. Powers, who owns 18 and 26 Dale Avenue. 26 is directly across the street and 19 is a few buildings down. And also from Robert Vallis of 7 Franklin Square. The applicant spoke to several of the abutters in the condo who are here tonight, and they expressed their support of the building and the project. So I'd like to turn it over to Joe Taramino to give you just an overview of the changes that will be made. And I'll try to up on the.
Okay. Hi, Joseph Taramina. You can call me Joe. I'm in Gloucester, 10B Riverview Way, Taramina Architects. So there might be a little bit of overlap as to what Deborah had said, but the goal is for the proposed exterior materials to be the same and or match the existing building and style. All the existing vinyl siding and windows, including the aluminum storm units, will be removed and replaced. New vinyl siding will be installed, and it will be the same color and exposure. I think it's a 4-inch exposure. The new windows, and there will be some new patio doors. You had mentioned some decks. There's some second floor decks, so there will be some patio doors. The new windows and patio doors will be an insulated clad product, either Marvin or Anderson or something similar, but in a gray exterior color that's similar to the existing again. The existing windows are wood and they are painted a gray color, but there is the aluminum storm screen on the outside. All the existing wood coins, corner boards, soffits, fascias, rakes, there's a lot of decorative moldings and dentals. There's some pilasters are all to remain, but be sanded and repainted. Any rotted component will be replaced with a similar material to match as closely as possible. If several dentals have to be removed, hopefully we can find a replacement without having to go custom. But that would be the goal. Maybe they can be repaired. It's going to be a little bit hard until they get into the work. Existing gutters are to be assessed during construction. They look okay, but obviously they'll probably be painted along with all the other existing woodwork. The new gutters, if they have to be replaced, will match the existing, which are aluminum. The downspouts have to be removed in order to redo the siding, so new downspouts will be installed, same color and in aluminum. So the 2 new second floor decks will have a composite decking and guardrails, but to closely match the existing at the main Dale Ave entrance side. And let's see, this is the photo of the existing porch and guardrail. So there is a composite decking on the front porch, and our goal is to match that brownish color. But then the guardrails for these second floor decks, one on the side and one on the rear, we'd like to come back with a composite product.
Yeah.
And that will be similar.
Joe, can you say which number drawing you're talking about as you're going through? Because I have.
Yeah, I'm gonna run through each elevation. I guess I just wanted to kind of give it just a general overview of the materials, but I will run through each slide and just kind of describe the particular changes on each elevation.
And this is a new photograph, not one that was included.
Correct.
Correct. That's just a side view of the existing porch, yeah. So, composite products for these porch guardrails could be, several companies that are available. Intex is one, Phi-Pon is another, and they both make turned balusters and paneled new posts to fit the flavor of this existing building so that it's appropriate to the
They're
style.
paintable, and I assume.
And they're paintable,
Yeah,
yes, yes. So I can pass those around, just as an example of the two companies.
The name of the two companies is on that.
Yeah,
Do you mind if I take a photo of that?
absolutely.
Just a quick question on the railings such. Are the old ones meeting current code or are they smaller?
The existing front porch on the Dale Ave, they're lower.
Yeah. Are
Um,
you gonna have to replace those higher
I
or?
don't know if the new building is, I know the old building inspector wouldn't have called us on it. I'm not sure on the new building inspector. And I don't know if there's any leeway for historic properties to just,
Well,
as far as,
you're replacing the existing, so,
that's gonna remain
Right.
at the Dale Ave will remain.
yeah, but you're probably up in the upper decks, they're gonna have to go.
They'd
forward.
have to be up at 36 inches.
Same issue I had with my property on Middle Street, whereas the old railings are lower,
Yeah,
and they allowed me to replace them at a lower height. I redone.
I think in the building code, the general rule is if you don't touch it, it can remain.
Yeah.
Anything you remove is replacement to 2025 standards.
Yeah, it's all health and safety.
So yeah, those two second floor decks will be built with composite products, just in a flavor that's appropriate to the style of the building. Ditto with light fixtures. There will be a couple of these new patio doors off of the second floor deck, so there will be some exterior sconces. And the goal is to, again, closely match what's on the building and or in the neighborhood. And I'll pass these photos around of just some neighborhood light fixtures and sconces that I took photos of. All right, now I can go through the particular elevations. So on the main building, the west elevation, which is the Dale Ave side, these would be the updates. We're going to be adding an egress window well for the basement. Unit 1 on the first floor will have some bedroom space in the basement, so we need to provide an egress window for fire safety. So there will be kind of a low profile. It won't be proud of the finished ground. It'll probably be 6 inches or so above the ground. And you'll just see a window down in the well that will just provide the egress for that bedroom down there. On the right side, again, if you're looking from the Dale Ave side, there's a 1-story L there that I assume that it used to be an open porch. It's supported on piers. It doesn't really have a permanent foundation. It has been an interior office space for many years, but at this point, the goal is to give it a permanent foundation so that it's weather tight, critters aren't living under there. And so the goal is to come back with a concrete foundation and then replace, there is some lattice skirting around that. We'd like to just apply that to the concrete so that it just looks like it's existing.
Standing off the concrete, so it casts a shadow.
Yeah, so that 3 or 4 feet of concrete isn't exposed there. And then the second floor deck, again, is on the right side above this 1-story. And as I mentioned at the beginning, composite decking will cover the floor, and then the guardrail is to have a 36-inch tall guardrail in a composite material to closely match what's going on at the main entrance on the Dale Ave side. So Phi-Pon or Intex are the manufacturers. We do have 2 chimneys, and we're proposing to remove those in order to accommodate the interior layouts. We tried to accommodate these layouts, but given the way people want to live today, we'd like to remove the two chimneys. Moving to the south
Hey,
elevation.
Joe, before you go on with the chimneys, so there's a chimney stack that goes all the way down into the basement, right? And you say you're taking the chimneys out.
Yes.
All the way down, okay.
Yes. On the south elevation. Let's see, I had already mentioned that that whole one-story L on that side will receive the new deck. Chimneys come down similar to the west side, new concrete foundation at that one-story L. There is another porch, a second porch on the rear side, on the Franklin Street side, and you can kind of see it from the south elevation. And the goal there is to infill that porch so that it creates some interior space for unit number 2. Above that, we'd like to create a second floor deck. And this would be for unit 4. Similar to the first deck on the parking lot side, is the decking is composite and the guardrails would be composite also, Fypon or Intex.
Could I ask a question? So the infill will be this part,
Nope, this whole wall surface
that
here.
whole wall
Yeah.
surface? So that's gonna be brought out to this level?
No, it's just, the roof is already there, so we're just gonna build some walls and enclose the porch itself.
Okay, so this porch sticks out above this area? I
Let's
understand?
see if I can get a better photo over here. That's that porch in the background right there. We're able to walk underneath an
Okay.
existing roof. So we would,
So it won't come all the way out?
it won't come out. The footprint isn't being increased.
Got it.
Off of that rear infill with the second floor deck above, there would be a steel spiral staircase. It just provides some access to and from the driveway level.
One more time on that, please?
Steel spiral stair,
No, where?
right off of the corner. Let's see.
Is
if
that
you-
where this is?
That's what that is right there. Right against the existing vinyl fence. Is that vinyl fence on the Franklin Street side?
Mhm.
So from the corner of that building. Show you the floor. So there's a 6-foot one. The white one.
Yeah.
Fence is here. This is the Franklin Street side.
Mhm.
This is that infill porch here. This is the driveway
Yep.
here to the left. So that's a 5-foot diameter steel spiral stair.
Okay, that's everything.
Yep.
And that spiral stair comes as a unit.
Yes,
Okay, the railing I noticed was gonna be part of the top railing. Gonna be part of the fire escape. So you match that railing with the existing.
correct.
porch.
It will be a simpler design for those. They usually come as,
That's what I'm
as
asking.
is. Yes. Correct.
I'm sorry, before we move on, you intend to paint that staircase?
It will come painted. You just order it the particular color. I think black is probably gonna be the least obtrusive. Most of it is hidden behind the fence.
So why would you
So
not match it to the trim of the house color?
it could. I guess I was just thinking it might allow it just to fall back, but it could be a great color.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Joe, I have a question about unit 4 deck and spiral staircase. That spiral staircase, goes to the deck, but only unit 4 uses that deck. Is that correct?
yes,
Okay. And I believe spiral staircases do not count as means of egress, just saying that. But you've got multiple means of egress, it seems, almost. You've only got one, except for the spiral staircase, then you have 2, but that's not a fire code egress, I believe.
yeah, the building's gonna be fire sprinkled, so each of the units actually is allowed to have one
Yeah,
egress.
yeah.
And believe it or not, spiral staircases can be egress components. It's
Well,
allowed.
okay,
Yeah, it is allowed in the building code.
okay.
Let's see, moving to the east elevation. See. Read myself, sorry.
Actually, could I ask on the south elevation? There are shutters on the second floor in the middle window, but on the main part of the building, but not on the other two windows.
Those are the patio doors, the new patio doors.
Oh. And does one come out of each apartment?
That's all one floor. That's the same unit. Look at the second one here. So there's one door is from the living room and one is from the bedroom. Those are, almost 7-foot tall doors. They're just kind of hidden behind the guardrail.
Okay.
And then the east elevation is the side facing Franklin. Similar to the, that infill porch and the deck, which I've already described, and the other second floor one that's off of the parking lot. But one thing that will happen, there's an existing basement entrance on that side of the building, and unfortunately, the roof is sloping towards the building. It's a shed roof sloping to it, so there's been some water damage, so we would like to remove that roof of that low one-story basement access and just direct the water away from the building.
That's on the south
It's
elevation.
on the south elevation.
And will it cover that window?
Yes, that window
And
is,
that window's deleted?
that window and that window gets removed, yes. And then the adjacent one, there is a window right above that.
Is that facing the,
So this is Franklin Street along. here?
Yes,
okay,
And then
yes,
this is looking at
right.
Franklin Street.
So
that's the other window at the back. It's replaced.
there are issues with the drainage there. You know,
Yeah,
which we spoke to Jim about,
sure.
but yeah, definitely,
Now's the time to solve it.
yeah.
Like the parking lots caving in.
So would this push more water towards the street? Is that the intended effect here?
It's just to kind of direct it into the driveway and then it'll just flow out. Yeah.
There's a catch basin there, and that would be good with what they're planning to push it into that catch basin. It's only operating maybe at a third of its discharge rate, you know, and it is,
Well, if it's not taken care of, I fear that whole thing is gonna
Yeah.
collapse
Those are-
in a number of years.
And
it's
those are
already giving
building-
in, it's already caving in.
And the drain's not properly
The water
functioning.
on the street is
And
unbelievable.
and
it
those
is a-
are,
You know,
if I
so-
might, those are building permit issues, and at the time building permit is issued, the drainage is something that gets looked at by the engineering department, and all water has to, be approved by them. So those are issues that are not really for the Historic District Commission, but will be
Okay.
addressed.
Well, and well, just to get it on record, I think is good, and it's the private.
Is it private anymore? I don't think it is it?
It's still listed as private.
Yeah,
Because
will
the,
city do
Franklin
anything
Square.
about it?
Franklin Square.
because it
Well,
has
I
the
think
same
what happens
color
there
post sign as regular streets now.
It gets
Right.
plowed.
So
right.
to me, it's not a private
Yeah, but
thing
but
anymore.
do they,
uses it.
do they actually clean the drain and that sort of thing? Because on my street, is private, which is ridiculous because there are, I don't know how many houses. And the road is a mess and the city says, we won't do anything because it's a private road.
I don't think there's gonna be any more, there won't be any more runoff than what's already there. The roof is just turning one way. It's about maybe 4 feet by 5 feet, so it's not a huge surface and it won't increase any stormwater runoff that's not already happening. All right, see, north elevation, I guess. So this is the Prospect Street side. And as was on the Dale Ave side, there will be another bedroom in the basement on that side. So there will be a second window well to provide egress for that basement. There's an
Three
existing,
window wells
2 window wells.
total.
Yep, one on the Dale Ave and one on the Prospect Street side. There's an existing casement window that has a diamond patterned grill. The goal is to remove that and replace it with a new double hung so that it matches the adjacent existing
And
double hung.
which is that? Are you talking about you're not talking about the old window? Oh, that
Adjacent,
one.
yeah, there's a casement window there.
Okay.
Yeah,
So,
there is an oval though, that will be
so
moved up.
this, by replacing it with the double hung,
Do you understand the street?
that's too
We haven't
wide.
gotten it in the houses. We have all.
So
those
you'll have to
little
fill in
towns.
there?
It
We have
will
street
be
photos.
pretty damn close. That's the new window right there. It'll be the double hung with the shutters.
All that.
It's
rain
pretty
that came
close
in.
to
So
that.
that, so the shutters will cover up.
Downstairs, that was all.
Yeah, there's gonna be new vinyl siding anyway, so if there has to be some infill, it will be,
It just
it
goes
will
right
be all
into your
tied in.
car.
Okay.
Yeah,
And what happens in
Alongside our
on the
house.
interior?
House.
Oh, so
well,
you
the
think some of
interior
that-
is
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
end up being,
So you'll have to fill in there too.
yes, yes. The interior will all be new,
Like the
so
new
things will
hallway.
be, wall surfaces will be
Okay.
removed, yeah.
My cleanup job is good too.
So that happens, and then there's an oval window adjacent to that. Right now, it's in a stairwell. That stairwell gets removed on that corner of the building. But we're proposing to move the oval window up several feet so that it's in the unit above rather than straddling between floors.
And that will be the existing window that you just.
It'll be a new oval window,
Oh, a new one
similar to all the other new windows.
and
It'll be,
similar to.
it's gonna have the same shape and style, but it will be aluminum clad on the outside instead of wood. All the
And
windows.
can you not use the original window?
Well, I guess we can assess it. It's a maintenance issue for Jim and Debbie, but I guess we can see when we pull it out to see if it falls apart or not.
Yeah. I just prefer the old windows. And I'm always saying that the reason the new windows are called replacement windows is because they need to be replaced. And the old windows can be restored and are really solid. I mean, the wood is old and so anyhow. Just to come.
Yes.
All right, moving over to the garage, please. As Deborah had mentioned, the roof is to be removed and a new second floor is constructed. Existing exterior stucco wall finish will be removed and new vinyl siding installed to match the main building. The goal is for the exterior finishes to match and coordinate with the main building. Therefore, the siding will be the vinyl, the roofing will be asphalt, the windows will be clad in the gray color. And the existing garage doors will remain. There will be a new exterior entrance door to accommodate that second floor office, and that's proposed to be a 6-panel fiberglass unit. New exterior light sconces similar to the main building, just to match what's already there and or what's in the neighborhood. Gutters and downspouts, aluminum. There will be some HVAC equipment on both buildings, but at the garage, the goal would be to probably locate them on the property line adjacent to 19 Dale Ave, where 19 Dale Ave has some condensers there. Under the roof line, there will be a little bit of detail. That sort of dental moldings, if you will. Those would be composite. Corner boards, the soffits, the fascia. The goal is to have those be PVC painted the same color as the main building. And that's kind of an overview of the changes in the two buildings.
to answer any questions you might have.
Sure. Ms. Bo, is anybody here to speak in favor?
My name is Paul Young. I live at 19 Dale Avenue, Unit 3. And second story over the garage, I'm blocking my view.
Same here, Unit 4, Debbie DeMarcus. Against the office stairs. The only good thing will be is to replace the roof because we've been shoveling up the roofing for years. Because every time there's a wind, it comes right into Franklin Square, into our garages, into Jerry's yard. And that is definitely needed.
Yeah.
Can I have you, your name and address? Ms. Patton,
Thank you.
and can we do it also?
So the rod must be leaking too?
I don't know
know
if it's
how
leaking
it's not,
internally. I mean, I guess that the owner can
The
speak
roof
to
is
that,
gone.
but the roof is pretty
Gone.
wrecked, yeah. Yeah, I'm very much against the second floor on the garage. My name is Jerry Santori. I live across the street at 5 Franklin Square. It's gonna dramatically change the sightlines and the character of that portion of the neighborhood. You gotta remember you're going down, especially going down Dale Street. You have the post office on the left, you have the school on the right, That portion of the street is tight and claustrophobic. Both ends of the street have nice gaps and openings, whether in front of City Hall or specifically the parking lot and garage over. It's gonna tighten up, the street and the sightlines on the street dramatically, and, I think it will, deteriorate the character of the neighborhood and the look of the neighborhood from the street.
Agreed.
And one other thing, you say, well, the view of Franklin Square. The only view I have on my deck.
I don't know, Mr. Chairman, if you want me to address the questions as they come up or wait until the end.
Is that a zoning issue? Has zoning
Yes, it's been
been
addressed.
provided?
Put something about the garage so that they know. our
You want the
neighbors there.
photo?
Oh,
Yes, you can go off, keep.
Sure.
Yeah, with regard to
You need these?
any views, the issue of adding the addition to the second floor has already been approved by the zoning board. And the garage is going to be 26 feet elevation and 30 feet is allowed as of right. So there is really no zoning issue with regard to blocking views, and the zoning board's position has always been that if you're under the 30 feet, it's not an issue. That they can, that it's not something that they can stop. And with regard to the view on Dale Avenue, I will point out that the garage abuts Franklin Square. So it's not right on Dale Avenue. So as far as the viewscape, it's not going to directly affect that viewscape either. But I think the garage second floor issue was properly addressed by the zoning board and is not really a historic district commission.
I would strongly disagree with that. The view will be impacted from both Dale Avenue and Franklin Square. It's a solid building. You can't see through it either way you're going, right? It's the laws of physics there, so. I don't,
And
you know,
as I said,
I think
it
you're
was a
kind of
zone-
dancing
it was a
around this a
zoning
little
issue.
bit, but yeah, it's clearly that this is the character of the neighborhood. It's a historic neighborhood, right?
And that's what the zoning board considers. And
Right.
that's what they considered when they looked at the request for this.
So that's one issue. Are there other issues? Maybe we get all this out and then discuss it as a.
But
as a single-
this is the main issue.
Okay.
I think for all of us who live
Okay.
on Franklin and Dale, is this garage office.
I have a question about the vinyl. How old is the vinyl? You know when it was
Maybe
put on?
Jim can answer
I
that.
can get the question.
How old the vinyl is?
When we bought the building, it was there, so I can't tell you beyond that. We've probably owned it for 8 years, 9 years. As long as I can remember, it's been there for as long as I know, 30 years. But that's my main concern. You know, it's a beautiful building. It's got
Yeah.
elegant detailing. I think the additions you're making, disregarding the garage for a moment, to the main building are perfectly appropriate. I just think the vinyl siding will degrade the character of what is otherwise a really lovely.
I didn't even
building.
know it had vinyl siding now because it looks good. I mean, the house looks good.
And
Yeah,
that
I
would be
mean,
the
vinyl
intention.
will not look any different than the way it looks now.
A little cleaner.
Because it's vinyl now, but there was a big issue actually when Bob Shea owned the building. and he enclosed that porch on the south side. And there was a big discussion, and he was first denied doing the vinyl on that side, natural wood. So that's been an issue in the past.
Yeah, and I,
Commission.
I would certainly agree if the building, was clapboard and we came in and asked you to make it vinyl, that would be a different story. But since it already is vinyl and, the applicant could perhaps replace, do all the things that they want to do and keep what's there. But he feels that it would be a lot better to replace it with something more modern that's going to look a lot better than what's there now. So we would respectfully ask that it remain vinyl.
Yeah, I know cedar's very expensive. There are composite sidings that look more like clapboards than the vinyl siding does. I mean, you look at the photos and you can see the vinyl siding's cupped. It needs J beads at every time it meets another
Yeah.
material. So if there's a way to look at even a composite clapboard, I think that would be more
Yeah.
appealing.
The problem with the composite is the clapboards aren't tapered in section, they're rectangles.
They're thicker,
So you can't vary the, the space in without creating gaps, so.
you can't with vinyl siding either. You clip it on this 4
Right,
inches.
but at least with vinyl siding, you have a deep shadow line that you would see on a rail cedar. The shadow line on the composite is, because the material is only a 1/4 inch thick. I
No, I agree.
tend to agree that the composite looks a little bit more fake to me because the shadow lines aren't there, because the material's not thick. And at the butt end of each material, you don't get that shadow line.
Yeah, I mean, I've installed myself, so I know it's a little more than half an
Yeah.
inch thick, just like a clapboard. But when you put the two together, it's a little thicker. When it butts up against the traditional corner board, it's a problem. But here you have quite large coins at every corner and molding around the windows that would solve that problem. That's my primary concern. I don't know whether others on the board concur with that or not, but
Do you know if there is the old clapboard underneath the vinyl?
Yes, that's a good question.
It might be, I guess, Jim,
I have no idea.
Jim probably doesn't know
I have no
either.
idea.
Yeah.
Very often it is. It's still there.
And there's another example of vinyl going off before wood. And it's just used, as a makeup.
I think the members of this committee really don't like vinyl siding, but I'm sure Deb will remind us that it currently has vinyl siding, and so it's grandfathered in. Right?
Yes, I agree with that. And I think also one thing to consider is that the costs of construction are going up astronomically, and, the cost of lumber and all of those things. So at some point, it just becomes uneconomic to do any sort of upgrade or repairs to the building. So keeping it, as I said, as Mr. Remsen said, with the existing conditions is what we would be.
I understand.
Does it have an extra layer of insulation, so to speak, to the house? The vinyl siding over the cedar,
It's
over
probably
the shingle.
negligible,
Yeah,
yeah, it's
okay.
probably negligible.
I appreciate your honesty in that, answering that question.
I would like to raise the question of the spiral staircase. It does not look in character to me. And when was the last time you saw a spiral staircase from the late 18th century or early 19th century outside? That would be, you didn't, because they didn't exist.
Would you have a suggestion on that
Yes, not have a spiral staircase.
alternative?
Why, do you have to have a staircase there? You don't need it for fire code. So
Correct, it's,
that's an extra. That staircase is an extra, right?
So if I don't need it, let it go. You don't need it? It's fine with me.
thing. It's the footprint is less than a traditional traditionally built
Yeah,
staircase.
yeah, I know it's smaller, but it doesn't look
Right.
in character. I think,
And-
You're suggesting just eliminate it entirely. and not
Yeah, it
having
can
a
be
stair.
eliminated. The owner's okay. I guess I look at it, it's behind the fence, so more than 50% of it is hidden behind the fence. Can't see it from Dale Ave side, but if you're driving by on Prospect, you'll catch the upper third of it.
well, I'm against it.
So Jim has proposed that he's willing, if that's an issue, he's willing to remove it.
Kind of neutral on it, but if that's important, yeah, I'm getting rid of it.
Okay.
So not a problem.
I have also a question about the chimneys. The brick chimneys are obviously an essential part is the aesthetic of these historic buildings. I mean, they always had chimneys. And a building of this period that has no chimneys looks somewhat naked. Now, I understand about changing the space inside and deleting the chimneys. The chimney stacks tend to be big, and I get that, and we're not going to comment on the interior. But I've also seen situations where people have kept the chimney that extends above the roof line. You can reinforce, you can create a structural cradle in the attic, add a couple of additional tie beams and maybe strengthen a rafter or two. And you could leave the brickwork above the roof line and maintain the historic exterior appearance and still remove everything below that.
Yes, that's definitely an option. And, so that could certainly be done. We could talk to a structural engineer on that. The other item I could propose is today the technology is there to slice real brick pretty thin so that, it could be rebuilt as a box up there, but clad in real brick so that it gives the appearance of the existing chimneys. The brick would be real, but it just doesn't weigh as much so that all the structural issues aren't there to try to reinforce the existing.
To me, the chimney on the right-hand side facing the building from Dale Street is the most architecturally significant because it's symmetrical. The other one is just a service chimney that happens to come through the roof at a random place in the back.
Right.
Yeah, I think that's the one to save.
Yeah.
Rob, can you say that again? Which
Right.
elevation do we look at? Should I?
The Dale Ave side, the chimney to the right, which is centered on the main ridge.
On the
is
ridge.
Most significant, architecturally significant element.
Okay,
Save that one. The one in the back is barely visible from either Prospect or Dale Ave, and it's just kind of a random utility chimney, it looks like.
and it's a lot smaller size too. Yeah, okay. How about that as a compromise? Get rid of the smaller one and keep the bigger one, just like I had said, with a structural cradle up there in the attic, and take the other one away. You still have one that looks original, and it's still the original brick.
Really, the most character defining too,
Sure.
I'd say.
Yeah, we can consult with a structural engineer to see what the issues are associated with that, but definitely we can do that.
I guess the only thing I'd mention is that if it turns out that structurally that is not the most sound thing to do, would the commission consider what Mr. Taramino talked about?
I suppose. As long as, designed so it looks like that and it's
Right.
permanent as a masonry chimney, flashed around the top so that it succeeds.
Are you replacing all the windows?
Yes.
What I would like to see is 6/6 rather than the 6/1.
Barbara, I wonder what the original condition was. I mean, this is probably a house from what, the 20s? Where I
Yeah,
wonder if they did
Yeah,
have
exactly. I mean,
6/6.
we're talking 18th century, but I think it's a revival.
That's what I think it is too.
And so with a revival, 6/1s would be okay.
That was my sense. And I mean, I happen to own a house
Yeah.
about the same
Yep.
age,
Yeah.
which has a single piece of
Yeah.
glazing in the lower sash and subdivided on the top.
But if we're,
6/6 and 6/1, definitely. Absolutely.
Okay.
That can be, we can do that.
So we can change it to 6/6?
Yes.
Any other issues aside from the garage?
No,
Carmine,
Bill,
any
Carmine,
thoughts?
any comments?
I have no comments about the garage.
Have you looked for photographs of the house, old photographs of the house?
No,
The
No.
museum has
we can.
a
go
really
to the
wonderful
museum, sure.
collection.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, we
it's
talked
just
about
to
this
see.
for the next 9 months, I think, so. Maybe
Yeah.
let's go to the archives.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay,
Yeah.
absolutely.
It was mentioned the museum is closed right now.
They
But I
moved
think
the
you,
archives into storage because they're
the story,
actually
yeah,
doing work in where they store
Right,
the archives.
exactly.
But
I
can
think
you
you
have access
I
to them?
think you can get access to.
Yes,
There's
Yeah,
one
there's a
thing I know.
library in Eagle.
the garage issue, I don't know how to answer that. Is the height of the garage part of the historic district commission's purview? I don't know the answer to that.
It's a tricky question. We really looking at exterior design. uh, And sometimes that can be, the size of a structure or a new structure going in. Sometimes it's really not. It's not like they're filling in the whole area between the garages and the house, my point of view, and bringing it all up to that height, making it, a solid mass. Think of discussions we had 20 Main Street. And we did less changes on that building, he designed, and it was lowered by 1 story. That was 4 stories down to 3,
Or I think
Yeah.
5 down to 4.
5 down to 4, sorry. So then, because that was too massive a structure. This is, I understand the loss of view. My building on Middle Street, when they built the Popewood Hotel, lost part of my harbor view. Significant portion, but such as they were within code and got all other approvals. It's not,
20 Main Street was over height.
yeah, right. This is, different, it's different issues. I understand what your concerns are, but as far as from what I think what we look at, it's within code. It's been approved. We look more of the structure design of, excuse me, design of the structure itself versus the height, whatever it's within code.
The original garage is not a building of great significance or stature, so any argument about its historic character is kind of useless.
Yeah,
Almost anything
Yeah.
to improve that building.
actually, I think the design with the second floor has a more historic look.
Yeah. And back to the windows, are they true divided lights or are they snap in muntins or?
They're adhered to both sides and then there's a spacer bar in between. So they're not like the
Okay.
traditional separate pieces of
Mhm.
glass. It's one sheet of glass to get the energy efficiency. Then the grills are glued or adhered to
Permanently
both sides. They're
fixed on them.
permanently fixed. Yeah, and then they put an aluminum spacer bar in between.
Okay.
This is just so as a butters, we came here in, of course, in good faith to find out what was going on. But if our voice has no point, then why are we invited? Because, okay, none of us like the idea of this new garage and the height of it and everything, but we have no say since it's within a 30-foot radius or whatever. So I mean, I just feel like this is, I don't know, I was like useless on our part to come since we have zero voice.
Different boards have different jurisdictions.
Uh-huh.
So the question that you're raising was in the jurisdiction of the zoning board.
Uh-huh.
So that would have been where you would have been heard on that
Okay.
issue. The Historic District Commission has a different jurisdiction.
Okay.
So it's just not a question for them. is what it comes down to.
How is it possible for citizens to find this out before the meetings happen?
The zoning board, there were notices that went out to the abutters also, just as here. And it's also
I
in
received that notice. Did you get that?
Yes, I got it.
I did not. Did you
I
get that?
didn't, no.
You get
I
that?
don't think I got it
No, I didn't
either.
get that.
Actually, there were two. Second one was with you. First one was.
Zoning board.
Commission, zoning board.
Right, the zoning board sends it out themselves. It's also in the paper. It's also on the city website.
Rice paper and you have to pay.
And it's on the city website, but, and
Why
then
would you
with this
even know
one,
about it to even look on the city website?
because there
You
were
know.
notices that were sent out, I can't tell you.
I got the notice from you,
Mhm.
so.
And I use the same list that the zoning board
Yeah.
used.
Usually anytime there's a permit request, commission hearing or whatever, that commission supplies mailing list of
Right.
who needs to be notified. And in our case, it's abutters and abutters of abutters. And, what happens is it's on, who's on record with the city at the time. And usually there's a lag of, can be 6 months, of when, they change, the ownership of property in the, auditor's office. So sometimes people don't get notices that should have.
Curious.
Yeah.
Any other,
Yeah.
any other comments, Bill, Carmine?
No,
I move that we approve the project with the changes noted, that is saving or replacing the, so I guess be the south chimney. The change to 6/6 windows. Deleting the
Deleting
the
the
spiral stair. Anything else?
I feel very strongly about the chimney, and I would much prefer to have the actual original upper part saved rather than a fake.
Well, let's say that then.
Yeah. I
Preserve
agree.
the uppermost portion of the visible portion of the masonry chimney.
And
If there's a
If
irreconcilable.
there's a structural issue, we can come back before
Okay.
You
the
can come back.
commission. Okay.
And honestly speaking, what would be left wouldn't, I mean, I'm pretty sure that it can be sorted out from a structural.
I think you're right.
But otherwise, I'm okay.
Okay, we have a second on Bob's motion.
One second.
Okay, Barbara seconds. Any further discussion? All those in favor, Bob?
Yes.
Okay. Barbara, Carly, yes. Bill,
Yes,
Carmine? Carmine? Aye, okay,
Okay.
thank you.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
And so would you like us to present a clean set of drawings that show all the changes
That'd be
that,
helpful.
That'll be helpful.
and then
yes,
we'll have
because it's
something for the record?
record, yeah.
Okay, very
And the
good.
certificate does get attached to the property.
Yes. Mhm. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, when you dress here, I'm concerned about you. It feels like it's.
Close area.
It was did very much with your issue. Yeah.
So.
Well, you know,
And if the 601 will make sure. that-
like I said, it's the first time I've been to
There's a change in the
anything like this,
elevations.
so not knowing how it all
But
works.
it's got to become on record.
Yes.
And you're
Yeah,
gonna.
but
use
as a
those?
There are
proposal,
two remaining, yes.
But you're
and
replacing.
I'm gonna do that in the notes.
All right.
Just so that, in the future, if they try to make a change or modification, you're on record.
And this is good. Wood too.
This is.
Thank you so much. It's nice to see you.
Yes.
This is wood, this is wood, and then that's compliant, and then the floor itself. So I guess we adjourn, I'll turn off the.
Oh, motion to adjourn.
Yeah. Could we adjourn? Up to vote.
Yeah. Motion to adjourn. Ever. Thank you.
Adjourn.
Yes. See you again. Thank you.
Adjourn.
Do we actually need a second on the motion to adjourn.
No. Don't vote. Okay. Remind you, see you later. Bill, see you, turn to read. Thank you.
Thank you. It's a beautiful.